Hey guys, it's Cassandra, just rolling in right at the nick of time. Maybe that'll be my thing. I'll just be putting my lip gloss on when I go live. It's happened in a couple videos recently, so. Ooh, okay. Not used to it being warm in my office studio, whatever you want to call it. We have, it's not a three seasons room, but it's not a fully insulated, fully like functioning regular part of the house. It was an add-on, I think, at some point. So that's my office area that we are currently in. And it gets quite chilly out here during the winter, and it stays cool in the summer because of the location and trees. But this time of year, you usually have to crank there's heating panels on the ceiling on this side, and that usually ends up being a whole thing. So, I'm like looking around, like, where are all my things that I need? I think I'm locating them. So let's get the other camera set up. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully everybody, I meant to make another post today, so hopefully everybody that wants to watch live makes it here, but best laid plans and all that. I think also the time, it'll be interesting to see if this time is super early for the average watcher on our channel or not. But all right. We are going to be working on this awesome chain tonight. I'm getting my other camera set up, so this is the view from afar. And I happen to have this sample with a beautiful porcelain pendant from our friend Kelly Schweda on it. But then I'm going to be working with a bird from our friend Heather Powers. So there's going to be examples of different types of pendants, because really you can use anything. It's more about the chain. It's all about the chain. It's all about the pinch beads. That's what we're working with tonight. Hey there. Okay. SK5964, remind me who you are. Howdy, Deb. Deb Floros. I mean, you guys, I'm seriously like almost sweating. I've got the fan going because I was using that to circulate the warm air, and now I like turned the warm air down and am in cooling mode. But the main, okay, Sandy, that'll be easy to remember since it starts with an S. The main supplies you need for the chain are 11s and 8s in a round seed bead, and then these pinch beads, which we stocked up on while we were on our trip to the Czech Republic. And I had enough forethought to actually grab all of my samples of, well, it's the start of the colors that we have. I don't know if that's the right way to word it. The beginnings of what we offer. So I have to decide. I've got 2 different color 11s I might work with tonight. That's the one. Oh, nope, that is the one I'm working with. I forgot which colors were in my. So the 11s and the bird pendant are from, I just moved the bird. I'm like, is it on camera? Can anybody tell me where the bird's at? It's this sweet little bird from Heather Powers of Humble Beads. And these 11s are part of our last curated collections subscription in December. And it's kind of a periwinkle. The bird is a little bit more of a denim blue. I think it's going to look really beautiful together either way. And then the 8s, I'm actually going to flip over to a, this is the muscat color, which we do have tubes of on our website as well. And if you guys want links to either any of the things in the original sample or from the, you can ignore that QR code. Speaking of links, I'll link the pinch beads as soon as I can grab that that code. But oh my goodness, it's a hot mess over here. Appreciate you guys hanging in there with me while I get organized. But the pinch beads I'm using have some copper in them, so that's why I'm going to tie in the copper with this size 8. And then the color in the necklace is that red pinch bead, but we'll look at all the colors. That's the like matte lava or matte metallic red. I can never quite remember what I call these things, but I was packaging pinch beads last night and this morning, and so I had those red ones all over my tray still. Hey, Lori, welcome. Good to see you. And just because I'm using these, this handful of beads in this design does not mean that you couldn't work with some other seed beads, some other shaped beads. I just really love the way that these pinch beads line up in this, it's like a herringbone technique. I know, Deb, right? The birds from Heather are just spectacular. All right, before we get too far, I am going to go grab us some links here. How's everybody doing? What are you guys up to? What's the dealio? I just jumped back into the 90s or 2000s, perhaps. All right, so I'm going to create this QR code, and this is going to have the pinch beads link. So you can easily find those. That's the correct QR code. If you saw one at the beginning of the show, it's probably from the live sale last week, which, by the way, you guys should be seeing your shipping notifications from yesterday and today. It spilled over into today a little bit. And then I think there's like one outstanding order that I haven't shipped yet from last week. So I'm working on it. Oh, good. I'm glad, Lori. You had a beautiful box of goodies. All right. So let's get these beads out, shall we? I'm not going to make a supply list for this screen just because there's so few beads in this project. I think we can all remember the three beads we're using: 11s, 8s, and the pinches. I do have a tray with the let's see. Also got some other goodies on this tray, and I'm just going to set this on top of my other tray for lack of moving around. You guys, I'm so obsessed with this necklace. I don't wear a lot of silver jewelry these days, and these colors just begged to be put with silvers. So I'm so excited about these combos. But this is the, I don't remember how I worded it, but this is the version of this bundle that uses, it's not the flat gray. It's the, it explains in the drop-down menu that this is like the same pendant that's in the sample, etc. So that's the main necklace. But then you get this chain. You get 3 feet of that chain to use. And then there is, what did we decide was acceptable? Crap 10 doesn't sound very, like, I don't want to say ladylike because I don't care about that, but doesn't sound very appealing, maybe is what I'm thinking of. But there are so many beads in this bundle. Is that like a good enough way to say it? Yeah, we've got all this like pressed glass, table cut, rondelle shapes, fire polish in multiple sizes, brand new flowers from our trip. Those little smooth rondelles are just hot off the trip to the Czech Republic. There's 2 different colors of size 11s because, as you can see, there are these beautiful versions of the pendant. So, like, for instance, you might think like, oh, this pendant wouldn't look good with, you might not want to use the pink around the edge. So you could swap out and use that like gilt lined sort of white gray color in that version. There's enough supplies that you can kind of flip-flop the colors of some of the pieces in the main project. Also to note, if you were looking at these listings, there are pendants without holes, which you can still use exactly the way that I used here. I actually had to cover up the holes in this version because I wanted to make sure and make a sample that worked for a hole or a no hole bead, if that makes sense. And then you get everything I used up here, including an appropriately colored table cut flower. You get a whole strand of this pressed flower. So you have that for the pendant plus extras. And then this is a really, really pretty version too. And if you don't want it to be so gray and silver, there is this really fun pinky purpley fire polish. You get a whole strand of those in the kit as well. So a strand is more than enough to go around this pendant, and then you can use the silver ones other places in your design. So I'm only bringing this over partially because my pile of pinch beads is sitting on that tray, but those bundles went live yesterday. I've already sold out of some of the styles of the pendants, but there's still bundles and pendant styles available. So you guys just hang in there. Oh, and I see my little packet with my needles and thread and everything is not quite here. So I'm going to grab that. But first, I will throw these pinch beads all over my board so you guys can see a bunch of the colors. And then I will give you more light. And soon I will get myself on camera so that you can see more of the project tray. But I just need to grab this little, I've started carrying my main threads and a package of needles and hopefully my scissors and a scoop in a little bag so that it's all kind of always in the right spot, sort of. Within arm's reach, at least. Okay, so let's get these turned around here. Close enough. And then I just gotta get you guys angled so you can see a little bit more. Wanted to show you some of the pinch bead colors. Hey, everybody, I see more people popping on here. Don't worry, I've not started the tutorial yet. I always like to give people a little time to get settled in. And there are at least 10 colors of pinch beads listed right now on the, again, it's that QR code in the left-hand corner of your screen there. Really beautiful. This is the color I want to use tonight. It's got like an opal glass with a copper finish on part of it. Hi, Barbara. Good to see you. This blue iris is perfect for all my blue girlies out there. Everyone's always asking for denim colors, so that works with that and other types of blues. This is the Maria Copper, I believe. It's hard to see in the bag. I don't want to dump all of these out because this isn't a sales video. This is a tutorial, but it is a really lovely color. And I did get really good pictures, I feel like, on the website. I can't remember what I call this color, but it has like this champagne or silver wash, and it's kind of like a khaki or a topaz underneath. So it's a really good neutral. Like it would go with a lot of things. Matte metallic silver, because of course you have to have those kinds of colors on hand. And then this is that like something brass. It's got maybe nickel and brass. It's a combo. It's got like silvers and golds in it. So really easy to use again. Oh, Lori, thank you. Yes, I noticed that. I'm glad that you'll have some pinch beads to work with soon. All right, so we'll put those on the tray. Oh, you guys, I have been fighting the dry skin. Hopefully my hands, I always am super self-conscious when I'm on video because I know you guys are getting an up-close visual of my hands as we work. Trying to decide what color thread to use. I want something that's going to be relatively neutral, and of course I didn't quite remember to look for my, oh, there it is. So this is the 10-pound Wildfire, and my always favorite color is the beige. I swear, if I don't have this on the website, I should. We do have it available, so reach out if you're ordering supplies for this project and you don't see this. And by default, I usually work with about 2 yards of thread unless I need less than that. Too much thread is just not good for your hand, your shoulder, your arm. It can really mess you up. So I'm cutting about 2 yards for myself for anybody that's paying attention. Lori, the beige is the best. And it's funny, the beige is not an original color that they started making. It's only like a newer color within the last 5 years. It might be closer to 10 years that they've been making it, but they've not had it as long as they've had all the other colors. So I'm grabbing a size 12 needle, but an 11 or maybe even a 10 would work fine for this. It depends on your comfort level. The size 12 I have here is like one of the cheaper ones. I prefer my tulip needles, but I don't want to make you guys wait for me to dig for certain supplies. I can handle using I think it's the John James brand, and we do carry them and use them. It's just like, they're harder to thread, as you can see. There we go. So my trick to threading my needles, since we're on that topic, is I hold the thread between my finger and my thumb, and then I put my needle, the eye of my needle between those two things. There's lots of ways to do this type of technique, so I'm not pretending like this is an original design as far as like the stitching I'm doing. This is just a version of it that I felt like would look really lovely with the pinch beads and in a necklace chain. And it creates one of those situations where you have just the right sort of like a simplistic enough chain, but it still ties into your project. Hopefully you guys kind of get what I'm talking about. But you are going to start with 4 size 11s. We're going to use the 11s in stacks of 2 when it comes to the design. So we're going to pull this down, and I'm going to leave like a 10-inch tail. I don't always know what I'm doing with one end or the other of my, for some reason I've got my camera right where I would like view my work. There we go. So the tail is down by my thumb here. I'm going to take my needle and go back through the first 2 11s that I added. So you leave those last 2 alone. And then when you pull everything taut, you should have, it's sort of a little stack of 2. They don't, as you can see, the ones on the right sit a little differently than the ones on the left, and that's okay because you're going to go back through these beads. So I'm going to add 4 more of my size 11s, and I'm going to go down through. I'll show you guys in a better angle once I get my needle through the beads, but you're going to go down through the stack. So if we're orienting it the way it is on camera, I was coming out of the stack on the left, and then we're going to go down through the stack on the right. And avoid making knots. Oh my word. Gotta love that. I don't know if I made the thread too long or what, but all right. So now you have 2 stacks of 2 on each side. So 4 beads total on each side. You're going to circle around and come back up through all 4 of the beads. So on your tail side, which is the left side, which we've kept up till this point consistent all the way along. You're going to repeat this, but this time you don't go through all the beads below where you're working. So we're adding 4 11s, but this time we're only going to go down through 2 at the top. So you're always coming out of the top of the left and going down through the stack on the right if you don't turn your work. If you turn your work, you're going to have to figure out where you're at based on where your tail is at. That's the easiest way to do it. And then to position yourself for the next edition, you skip those bottom 2 on the left and you go up through the top 4. So the top 4 is the key there for further into the project. Now, there is room for some decision making here where it comes to the amount of 11s you add. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 stacks of 11s between each set of 8s and pinch beads. I like the looks of this for what I'm doing, but you could elongate that space. You could add more pinch beads closer together. Right now we're on 3 stacks, so we're going to do 2 more stacks. So right now I've got 4 beads on. I go down through the beads on the right, just the top 2, and then up through 4 beads on the left. A little harder to do than we say. Thanks, Sandy. Unfortunately, even when I remove the banner, it still leaves that. So maybe we can just leave that up there for now. Is there anything I should go back over? I know sometimes I pull my hand below view, but that's just to see what I'm doing. And then I try to bring it back up to view when I'm like explaining what I'm doing. But if for some reason that has not happened at any point, let me know. I'll happily re-explain any part that needs to be explained again. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? I cannot say that phrase. Oh gosh, it's from childhood, but I don't know if it was school, if it was like my grandma. There was definitely some childhood tradition that involved that phrase. So this is my last stack before we start adding the other types of beads. So we're going to add 4 11s. We're going to go down through the 2 on the right. And then we're going to go up through the 4 on the left, which is a little trickier in the grand scheme of things. So that, again, these might not be Miyuki brands, and they're a little less than even. The ones I used in my sample are also not only Miyuki, but metallic. So I think they'll kind of trick the eye a little bit more to seeing less of the imperfections throughout that portion, but nothing wrong with this version. I'm super happy with it. I love the colors, and I think it's going along swimmingly. So because of the design I did where there's just 1 8 on either side of the pinches, this part's different than when you're adding the 11s in that you're working with a singular set of beads. So like 2 instead of 4 at a time. So when utilizing the 11s, you still go down through 2, and then you're going to go back up through 2 11s, but then you'll only have 1 8 to go through. And for that, next few steps, you're just going to be using 1 bead when it comes to the 8s and the pinch beads. Now, here we are, the piece de la resistance. I did not take French in school. I'm sorry for my butchered version of that phrase. So adding 2 pinch beads, you're going to go down through just the 1/8 on the right. And your tension that you're working with, you'll see this kind of stop. You just want to ploop. Ploop is the technical term for this. You ploop those beads until they work for you. I'm pulling fairly strong on my thread here, but the tension does not need to be incredibly tight throughout the entire piece. You want some drape to it. You just don't want to have like big flopping pieces of thread either. So hopefully that makes sense. So once you have those pinch beads stuffed into place, you're going to go up through just the 1/8 and the 1 pinch on the left. And if you see some space there, just pull back down on your work, hold on to all of those beads, and then pull your thread. Hi, Dawn, how are you? And then we're going to do one more set of 8s. Again, this is my design, this particular grouping, but you could do a lot of other things with this. So 2 8s, we're going to go down through the pinch and the 8. And then we're going to go up through, we're not going to go, you don't have to go through the second 8. You only have to go through 1 bead at a time through this part. See? So when adding the top 2 8s, you just go down through a pinch and up through a pinch, and then move to the top by going through that top 8. Oh, you guys, I love this. Okay, I'm trying to get some items out of my way. I'm going to take a sip of water while we're at a little break point. So for the remainder of this necklace strap, you just work in that style or manner until you have 1/2 of your necklace length. So for instance, if you're making an 18-inch necklace, you need about 9 inches on one side. I like to do things like this as 2 pieces because it is a little straight. And so connecting it at the ends rather than making like one long piece, like making a full 18-inch piece to wear. I think that's a little bit harder. Hi, Dominique. So I'm working on 1/2 for this necklace that I'm going to use the bird with. And I am going to do another section just to give you guys like a little bit more volume of this strap, but then maybe we can use a little bit of time to talk about how we attach pendants to projects like this, if that sounds good to everybody. So once you get past a pinch section and you're out of the last set of 8s, you're going to add 4 more 11s. You're going to go down through, you're coming out of 1/8, you go down through the opposite 8. Oh, Don, I'm so glad to help you come up with things to use your stash. It's a great thing to be a part of. And then you're coming out of the bottom of this 8 on the top. So you're going to go up through that top 8 on the other side and the 2 11s you just added. My thread is really trying to be a little extra tonight. I'm managing to keep it from being a total disaster, but it feels like it's trying really hard. All right, so we've got another group of 4 11s, and we're going to go from, we're coming out of the 1 stack of 11s and we go down. So basically, to simplify the directions, if you think of the 11s, like 2 11s equals 1 bead or 1 unit, that's really probably the easiest way to think of it, because then when you get to your 8s and your pinch beads, it makes it a little bit easier. Oh, welcome, Dominique. I'm so glad you're here. How'd you find us? I'm always curious. if people are new to these parts. Oh, based on your handle, I'm assuming you'd make jewelry. Okay, you too, Dawn. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to try to straighten this thread out just a touch. There we go. I think I just sent a bead flying across the room. That's fun. 411s. Hi, Teresa. Good to see you. Down through 2. And then up through 4. Like so. Try to, there we go. Oh, Lori, I'm so glad you're enjoying it. This is a great project for people who have been subscribing to our curated collections because it uses several seed bead sizes from those, and you could use that to like pick out your seed beads and then easily pull pinch beads to go with, hopefully. And for anybody that is just joining us, we're doing 5 sets of these 11s, stacks of 2. So there should be 10 beads on each side before we switch back over to our 8s. I'm really close here. I think I've got one more stack to do, and we'll switch over to the 8s and the pinch beads. Whew, it finally cooled down in my office. Shouldn't have left that fan on, but I was feeling desperate at the beginning. Okay, and this is your last set here before you switch back over. Oh, Lori, I'm so sorry. That makes my heart sad. So for anyone that's a little newer, we did like 3 years, 22, 23, 24, 25, over 3 years of these subscriptions. And I just needed to kind of recalibrate how I was doing things in the business. And hopefully, you know, Lori, that because there are no subscriptions, that just means that you'll see more of me online, and you will be seeing lots of other fun things popping up on a regular basis, other bundles and beautiful sets of beads. It's good to know that it's missed, though. I appreciate that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This looked longer, so I was just double checking. Oh my gosh, you guys, that color. Again, this 11 is from the December 2025 set, so you can still easily snag a few bags of those on the website. And then the copper color 8 is a musket. So that's just under our regular seed bead section. And the pinch beads are the opal copper something or other. And that QR code is in the upper right-hand corner, right at the end of my finger there. Oh, good, Lori. I'm glad you liked those bundles. Hopefully you can snag one. All right, let's see. Is there a question? Love this. Oh, Teresa, no pinch beads. That sounds like a problem that we can help solve. So I am completely repeating previous steps from the video, which you can go back and slow down if you need to, but I'm just going to show you guys on camera doing one more section, just maybe not like step-by-step verbal, with the pinch bead and size 8. I'm glad that you appreciate my sense of humor, Teresa. I was like, I hope that doesn't sound pushy. Okay, so pinch beads on. Again, you might have to ploop them into their spot. Looks like I've got one that's got a little bit of a wonky sort of vibe, so you can actually turn those. If you have a wonky pinch bead, you can disguise it with this project because they'll get turned to not have the wonky part facing out, at least enough that you can do that. Oh, awesome, Lori. I'm so glad. Oh, you're talking about the live last week, right? Yes, that is in your order that just shipped. I thought you were talking about the bundle that I was just flashing on camera tonight. That's why I was confused, but now I understand. I'm talking about the bundle that you already snagged. Okay, and then that second set of 8s, you have one on each side of your pinch beads, is the last thing that you add in this like little accent section before, good gravy, trying to go through the pinch and the 8 at the same time, and it was giving me trouble. That's the last bead you add before switching back to the 11s. So then it'll just alternate. I am so in love with these colors. And let's talk about this little bird. So it's big enough that we could probably fit it on a head pin by itself. And while I'm not opposed to that idea, I also kind of feel like we should maybe think about stacking him up with some other things, just a couple things, but I'm going to dig around. I've got my tray full of goodies here, several trays. I think I'll bring us back to, there we go. Just so that I can like see what's happening on screen a little more easily. What do I want to put with him? I have these little white teacups that were part of those bundles. I think a teacup would be good. Apologize. I sure sound congested for, I took an allergy pill this morning. We have these on the website under the filigree section. They're a little bead cap, but it's completely open because it's a filigree item. So that's super cute. Might be able to layer that up a little bit. And then I do have some of the, throwing those around, 8mm fire polish. That might be getting big for what I was looking for here. I've got some of Heather's beads in the, I think she calls those disc beads, and just don't know if that's too much. Got a whole nother thing going. Oh, that bead has gold on it. Don't love that. Hopefully seeing the design process. Oh, I have some of these pearls here from the companion bundles. That might be ding, 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 the winner potentially for this situation. All right. Had a whole array of things to choose from there. So hopefully I have not created a huge disastrous mess here, but basically I just want to stack a couple of things with that bird to make it like have something going on. That blue is not working for me, but that little sort of whitish pearl might be nice with the copper there. Yes, Debbie. Debbie had a package go out yesterday or today. Hopefully you got your shipping notification. I just need to grab some wire. Let's see here. Of course, I hope I've got, maybe it's in this bag actually. Ha! I already had my copper wire pulled for this other set of things I was working on. So I'm hoping I've got like a 20 gauge that's really, or 18 gauge will be fine. I just don't want to use anything too thin because I think this really needs a little bit of a, I've got a couple tools sitting across the table. So we'll see. I might not put everything, I might just like set things on top of each other and play around with it. I might not like finish off the whole. Here's one problem with the 18 gauge wire is that my teacup won't go over that. I know Heather's birds will easily fit over 18 gauge. So that's not a problem. I just want to see if this like little filigree piece, I kind of love the idea of using that. And then of course the glass pearls, the other question, I might have to dig around for some 20 gauge wire. feels like it fits. Oh, I'm so glad you're liking it, Debbie. Thank you. I know it's like dinner time for some people. Other people aren't even out of work yet. Oh, that stuck right there. Yeah, so basically my idea is to like put a teacup below the bird facing like so that the cup is facing down. And then I think I want to rest that filigree piece on top of the bird. This is very much influenced heavily by Heather's style. So I'm not trying to pretend again like this is my my own specific thing. And then I will pop this pearly glass bead into that like cup shape from the filigree piece, I think. And then that'll give a nice little, I might also drop something off the bottom that has, I don't have anything next to me, but maybe something that's got a little bit of periwinkle in it to tie that color in since this bird is a little more denim. But you guys can see how much that still ties in, especially adding the copper around the bird to the chain. So then we'll have like a loop at the top of the wire and a loop at the bottom. We'll attach the chain to the loop at the top, and then on the bottom, we'll just put a little dangle. Yeah, I don't know if these birds are in stock right now, guys, but Heather usually has some birds floating around somewhere on her website. So make sure and check out humblebeads.com. And I'll make sure and post pictures when we're finished with the necklace, because obviously I'm not going to finish this in a in a 1 hour or less video. But Beads in Progress, the screen right now, I'm sharing the name of one of our Facebook groups, and that is where you can see me post pictures of finished pieces or, again, projects I'm working on, in progress pieces. And there's a nice close-up of that beautiful little mess of beads. If you aren't a member already, I'll try to remember to check today or tomorrow to see if anybody's like requested to join, because it is a private group. But that's where you can kind of like see what I'm up to. People can share their own projects as long as it somehow ties back to a video we did, beads that they're using from us, a class they took with us. I ask only some sort of tie-in to Beads to Live By. Awesome, Dominique. I'm so glad. Yes, I believe there are other colors of the birds. It just comes and goes as she gets them made, because they are artisan beads. They're handmade. Oh, thank you, Lori. Yeah, I know. I don't know how much time I have to finish this project this week, but I really want to, because I think it's going to be so beautiful. Now, next week, we won't be doing a live video from our channel because we'll be hanging out with our friends at Softflex, but I promise I'll share reminders for everybody so that you guys can catch us over on their YouTube channel and or Facebook page. Thank you so much, Sandra. I really appreciate you guys being here with me tonight. I hope that you make some beautiful herringbone chains of your own, whether you're using pinch beads or other parts of your stash. I'd love to see whether you're replicating the idea or you get creative with some new designs. And remember to share that with us in that group. And I'll be back next week on Softflex pages for some fun with our good friend Sarah Ayler. And then I'll keep you guys posted on any future live videos, considering doing one next week, but this week had some things added to it. So I have to decide if I have time to make sure that I can gather the things for that or wait another week. So lots of fun things going on all the time though. So make sure if you aren't subscribed to our email list, you can do so by going just right to our website, beadstoliveby.com. And I don't know why I don't have that in there. I had almost that banner available to flash. But if you go to the website for the first time or you haven't subscribed to our email list, it'll automatically prompt you to do so. So it'll just annoy you until you join us. And I really only email things once to twice a week. on average. So I promise I will not try to sell you beads daily. I don't have time for that. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Enjoy your projects, and I'll see you soon. Bye.